What's up, people? All right, I found the vehicle. It's sitting here behind me. A lot of you are not going to be surprised at the vehicle that I chose and the path that I'm going to take my channel in. Been talking about it for a long time, and it's finally here. I picked up a Jeep Wrangler Unlimited Rubicon. Check it out. Here's the vehicle. We picked it up yesterday. It is fully loaded, leather seats, all the bells and whistles on it. I am ecstatic about that vehicle. I've been talking about modifying and going off-roading for over a year now. And a lot of people that know, or kind of it got leaked out on my personal Facebook, that people that are like, how did you go from a fully built Trackhawk to a Jeep Wrangler? Real simple. I've been wanting to do this for so long and take my channel into the off-roading world for the next umpteen years. I don't know. I've already talked to Dunfab Motorsports. Those guys are already trying to get me to engine swap it. It's got a 3.6, but they're already talking about 7-8 grand for a 6.2. I'm not ruling anything out. All I'm telling you is this is the vehicle for the platform that we're gonna be taking in a new direction. It's gonna be for off-roading. We're gonna be doing off-roading meets. We're still gonna be doing SRT and Trackhawk content, keeping you up to date on all the product, sponsors, product discount codes, etc., records. The channel is more of a all Jeep type platform. In over 30 years plus now, I've been in some type of Jeep. We have a Wagoneer at home now. We now have a Wrangler, the Rubicon. I've had a Commander. I've had multiple WK1s, WK2s, like 5 or 6 WK2s, including the SRT, the Trackhawk, Overland, a Limited, or Laredo. I'm trying to think what else I had. Going all the way back to 1989. This is the one platform that I've always wanted to modify, and I've never had a chance. And now I finally do. Let me just take you a walk around real fast. I'm sure a lot of people some of you are going to be shocked. You're like, I cannot believe you went from a Trackhawk to a Ruby. And I cannot be happier. The only thing is I could not find this vehicle in crystal granite metallic. It would have been 4 vehicles in a row that I had crystal granite metallic, but I love the Stingray. I found this vehicle yesterday on my way to a dealership in North New Jersey. I had an appointment at 6 o'clock, and I found this one just sitting at the dealership, and I could not pass on it. I've literally ordered $1,000+ in parts already for it. Now, the missus wants to do custom grill. She wants to do a custom hood, change the fenders, raise the lift, larger tires. These are 33s. She wants to go a little higher. Personally, I kind of like the hood. You want to know why? Because it reminds me of my Black Ops sniper hood. It's got the vents on each side. I mean, how cool is that? I don't know if I would keep the the vinyl here. I don't know. It's got to grow on me. I might want to remove that. I have no idea, but the hood kind of reminds me a little bit of the Trackhawk. Let's get inside. I'll show you around, and we'll take you for a drive, and I'll tell you pros and cons already that I've noticed. Some of the things I like, some of the things I don't like, but what our plans are further. Let's go. All right, now that we're in the Rubicon, we can get moving, and I can talk a little bit about it. This is a 2020 Rubicon. It's got 17,000 miles on it. The deal that I found at the dealership was too good to pass on. I was going to order one from Chapman Jeep in Horsham, PA, where I got the Trackhawk and where I got rid of the SRT. And that would have run me a little over 60 for it with what I wanted on it. But it's a 4 to 5 month wait. So I was like, oh, I'm like just itching. I need another vehicle, right? So we started looking around, and they are scarce. I cannot believe how scarce these vehicles are. By the way, when I come to a complete stop, the auto off thing is pretty cool. So it was completely scarce. Then I found a 2021 with 73 miles on it. Then I found a 2022 with 63 miles on it. I could not find a brand new Rubicon like this with the color, with all the options I wanted, local. I mean, within 100 miles. It was driving me nuts. So I had this decision to make. Get one that was 2 years old and pocket a hell of a lot of money, but then I could just go right into modifying. And I'm like, well, it's a Jeep. Like the other Jeep, we looked at this Jeep on Saturday, as you can see here in the corner of your screen. I looked at that Jeep on Saturday with the missus, and I'll tell you that story here in a second. And that one was a DTO Custom. If you know who DTO Customs are, I think they're in Virginia. They modify vehicles. That one originally listed for $78,000, was all the way down to $60,000. It was at a dealership. We went to look at it and test drive it, and there were some problems with it, and we'll talk about that in a minute, but I turned it down. I said, nah, you know what? But when I looked it up by VIN, it was just a base model unlimited Jeep that they just modified the balls off of. And I said, well, why can't I do that? You know, the engine has 17,000 miles on it, but am I going to keep this motor in it? I don't know, especially after talking to Dunfab and how they want to just throw me into a Hellcat motor already when, you know, turbos would be a better idea, right? So we found this one over at Cherry Hill Jeep Dodge. It's right next to the Cherry Hill Mall. And when I say I was literally on my way to an appointment at a dealership in North Jersey, Perth Amboy area. I'm not very familiar with that area. Woodbridge, I think that was close to where it was, something like that. I decided to just stop at Cherry Hill and take this for a test drive and do like a fine over it. Turns out this thing was a one owner, it was a lease. The mileage was ridiculously low. I'm like, there's not a flaw on it. I could not believe that this car was 2 years old. There's not a flaw on it. But I fell in love with it right away. I'm like, why am I going to drive all the way up to this appointment for a 2022 with 63 miles on it that's actually missing some of the options that I wanted, like the leather, the heated seats, the heated steering wheel. There was a couple things that it was missing that I was kind of like bummed out about. And this thing is loaded. So I'm like, let's do it. Let's do it. I can't even tell you how ecstatic I am. Like, this is what I've wanted to be doing for the longest time. Elena loves it. Sunday, if the weather's nice, we're going to take it off-roading for the very first time. A buddy of mine, a bunch of buddies of mine that I know, all have Wranglers. They all want to do meets and go and hit trails and stuff, and I am looking forward to that. Now, let's talk about the whole transition from a Trackhawk to this. Some of you already knew that I was looking into doing this. Some of you guessed it correctly, and I didn't want to say, because if you'd listened, those of you that were really, really good at following knew I'd mentioned many different times that over the 30 years that I've been in a Jeep, the one platform that I never had a chance to modify and really get into was the Wrangler platform, okay? The Commander, the WK1s, the WK2. I believe I had a XJ. I've got a couple of pictures I could throw up over here, but over the last 30 plus years, this is the one that kind of got away. I always wanted to do it. I just never had the opportunity to actually deviate from what I was doing, because every time I had a Jeep, we also had like another vehicle, like when I had my Commander, right before I got rid of that, I had another SUV. I had a Mountaineer, 2000 Mountaineer. That was pretty cool. But race car wise, we had the modified 86 Monty SS that we didn't gut it completely, but we took the 305 out and had a fully built 350. That was a hell of a lot of fun we had with for years. Then we had a turbo Ford, a Probe GT that we used to bang around in, that we played with. There were a couple cars in between, and I just never ever had the opportunity to get into this. Now, over the last 7 years, I've been doing SRT Trackhawk content, and I got burned out. I love the Trackhawk world. I love the way it looked and everything, but I'll be honest with you, I just didn't feel like it was doing anything for me anymore. Like, I came to the very end of it, and I was like, well, we're at the end. Am I seriously considering selling? Now, the first time I listed that vehicle for $85,000, it was like a test on the waters, and I wasn't ready. I knew I wasn't ready. And then I took it down. I said, I'm not going to sell this for like $1 million. But inside, I knew it was time. Like, I really did. I was twisted, because I know a bunch of you out there were telling me, no, keep it. You know, we love the content and all this, and I thought about that. I really did. But I'm like, I got to be happy. I have to do something that I'm motivated to do. I have to be happy, and I have to have a desire and a drive to continue doing this hobby, right? And I started thinking seriously about modifying this. And the DTO custom vehicle that popped up was badass, as you can see from some of these vehicles or pictures or whatever. Now, I'm glad I didn't get that, because it's already modified. Why would I want to jump in, bring that over to the channel and not be able to actually put my own touch on it? So we found this. I've already got boxes in the back. Like, Amazon already started dropping off, as you can see, some of my goodies. I've got some stuff coming from, I believe they're called Extreme Terrain, somewhere in Pennsylvania. Joe, our buddy Joe from Custom Coatings, is friends with them. And I've already contacted the owner and said, look, you know, I just left the Trackhawk world. I am new to the Wrangler world. I'm very green, you know, like a greenhorn, whatever you want to call it. So I'm going to need a lot of help. I'm going to need a lot of help. Just looking at this front, you know, I have to put my dash cam back in and all that stuff, and wiring. When it came to a WK2, I knew exactly where to go with everything, the fuse, how to get through the firewall. This is all new to me. All new to me. I am completely novice. But let me tell you, I am ecstatic. Like, I cannot wait to get the roof off. It's a 3-piece roof. It comes with the Freedom top, and then you got the back part, and then the third section that comes off. I've already looked at a couple of options for summertime, so I don't have to keep taking off the hard top. Different ideas for a soft top, or which way to go with that. Interior wise, I've already ordered all my mounts. You're on my GoPro on a windshield suction cup that I used in the Hawk, but I have a mount that's going to be on the dash. The Wrangler owners know what I'm talking about. I forget the name of the company. I don't think it's a Rough Country, but some military style mount or whatever. So that's coming up. WeatherTech, even though this came with the Mopar floor mats, not impressed with them. So I've got WeatherTech floor mats coming. I just love WeatherTech. Some people don't. What else? The rear, they offer a secure box, like a giant lock box for the rear. So I'm ordering that. What else did I order? I also ordered this frame that goes over the back and it creates like an extra shelf. So also when the top is off in the back, if you put like a cooler or something there, the people in the back seat can like reach over and grab it. All right, we're gonna have to put the AC on here for a second, because it is a little warm today. It's like 70 degrees out. The first thing I noticed driving this is that my voice bounces right off the windshield and right back at me, and it's extremely loud. So I apologize if sounds like I'm screaming at the camera. I am just trying to talk in my normal voice, which unfortunately is kind of loud. I am half deaf from being wounded, so I can't fix that. But for those of you that had told me, oh, if you get rid of the Trackhawk, there were a few, you know, I'm not gonna follow anymore. Listen, I totally get it, and I'm not mad. I'm not upset with you. I just want to thank you for all the support you gave me over the years. I know I'm going to lose some people over this, but I also know we're going to gain a whole new crowd, basically a larger crowd. The Wrangler platform is huge. I saw 100 Jeeps today plus that I was counting. It was ridiculous. And I saw 2 SRTs when I was in Jersey, 2. So I understand we're going to lose some people, but I hope those of you out there that are into this, that are all about trails and going off-roading, stick around, because not only are we going to have our Jeep meets, you know, for SRT, Trackhawk, now Wrangler, but it will be encompass all Jeep. It doesn't matter what you drive. I don't care what type of Jeep it is, what type of vehicle it is. We're going to do that. But we're also going to branch and have a separate subdivision for just Wranglers and going off-roading. Or if you have something that's for off-roading, bring it. We're also going to be doing a lot of trail meets or excursions to go off-roading. Now this summer you got Wildwood Beach Jeep Invasion coming up. Great place to go find parts, just check out other vehicles. We've gone the last couple of years with a bunch of our Trackhawk buddies, so this should be no different. This year should be fun. if you have any questions about what the hell I did. I mean, some of you knew. Some of you knew because I'd been talking about it, and I didn't want to disclose whether or not I was actually going to do it until I found it. But I haven't been this motivated or excited to do this channel in years. But the one thing that I can tell you right off the bat that I was surprised at, people were telling me, oh, the steering's going to be loose. You're not going to like it. You're coming from a platform that's very tight. And, you know, the ride and all this is bumpy. None of that seems to be true. The steering is fine. I did fishtail going around a turn off the exit today off of I-95. It was wet road. I forgot I've got 33-inch tires on now that aren't designed for drag racing. So I went around the turn a little bit too tight and the ass end broke loose. I was shocked. I actually told the missus, oh boy, I got to lose some habits. I cannot drive this like I used to drive the Hawk. That is really cool that it shuts down when I get to the light. Hers does it too. Her Wagoneer does it. The other thing that I was surprised at was how comfortable. Oh, the steering. First, the steering. There's no major play in it. I know there's some play in it, you know, because that's what you want when you're rock crawling and all. But it's not all like loose and everything that I thought of. This thing drives great. This thing drives like a dream. And comfort-wise, it's not as comfortable as our Wagoneer, but it's more comfortable driving than the Trackhawk. The Trackhawk, drove it always in track mode or in my custom mode. The suspension kit and how tight everything was, you felt every little bump, you know, every little rock on the road, you felt. And this is just so comfortable to drive. I've been out all afternoon. I am ready to start putting stuff in, like you see the 2 boxes in the back. I've got a whole bunch of parts coming tomorrow. So this entire weekend, weather permitting, I mean Sunday we're getting out with the fam to go hit our first trail with this, but weather permitting, I'm going to get out and I'm going to start installing stuff and basically show you what we're doing, you know, from first mod until the end. I don't know when the end will be, just like I didn't know when I started with the Trackhawk. But I'm excited to do it. I want to know what you guys and girls think. Are you shocked? Are you really shocked? Are you? If you are, or if you're not, I want to hear your comments. Drop them below down in the comment section. I will have some more content coming up daily, a lot faster than normal, but that's pretty much all I have today. You guys know the drill. Before you go, do me a favor, click that like button, click that little bell notification down here if you would, click subscribe. Last but not least, you guys and girls, all be safe. That's all I got. I'm out.